What's good, YouTube? This is STORMYBMAN coming at you with post-fight reactions to today's events. Inoue versus Rodriguez, Taylor versus Baranchyk, and Wilder versus Breazeale. What we have here today is a culmination of fight cards where we were expecting action, we were expecting drama, we were expecting knockouts, and we pretty much got everything in the recipe, and it was exciting. As I open this show, they're actually doing post-fight comments from the Deontay Wilder Breazeale results. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go on the record and make a comment about the heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. This man is probably the most dangerous puncher in heavyweight history. The most dangerous. More than Ernie Shavers, more than George Foreman, more than Joe Louis, more than Lennox Lewis. Deontay Wilder has a knockout punch that can not only put a man to sleep, but if he hits the man in the proper manner, he can take that man's life. This is the heavyweight champion of the world. He should be the most feared fighter in boxing today. The man is a fearsome puncher. I wouldn't want to spar the guy. I wouldn't want to hold the pads for this man. He's fierce. I'm pausing because Deontay Wilder, the heavyweight champion, is still speaking. This fight didn't go out of the first round, people. It didn't go out of the first round. If this man chooses, most opponents wouldn't make out a first round. I want to give a shout out to a couple of people that have come out into my chat. Bodrew Thibodeau, PK Boxing and MMA, salute to you for joining me. This is my post-fight comment on today's cards and the results. And I decided just to go on. I did send my link out for my right-hand man, Hyphy. He hasn't joined me yet. He's probably still wrapped up in the midst of everything that's going on. But it was a good day of boxing. For those who didn't see the earlier matches on the DAZN card, they were exciting as well. For you brothers that's out there, Abel Mahari, what's going on? Clifton Bronson, welcome. Just come on in, brothers. Please smash the like button as you come in. This is my post-fight comment video on today's fights. Not just talking about the heavyweight championship, but I'm also talking about the earlier fights. But the talk will be definitely the heavyweight championship fight. In all my years of watching boxing, guys, I had a feeling after this fight ended that I never had with a boxing match before. I've seen exciting knockouts. I've seen, Mike Tyson's 91-second annihilation of Michael Spinks. I've seen him knock out Carl of Truth Williams. I've seen all of it. And what I realized is that, and I said this earlier in my comment as I open this up, Nitty G, what's going on? Salute to you as well. Bomb Squad, that's right. That's what's up. Deontay Wilder is, in my eyes, the most dangerous heavyweight puncher in history. The most dangerous. I'm telling you, as sure as my name is STORMYBMAN on this channel, this man could execute a human being with a punch. He is dangerous and he is to be feared. If you don't have good boxing skills and you don't have a good chin, you best stay away from that guy. And whenever he decides to put something on someone, he can do it. This is scary, ladies and gentlemen, scary. And I've never said that about any fighter. This is scary. Clifton Bronson, yes, legendary power. It's not even legendary because his career isn't over. This man is in his prime. He's 32, 33 years old, 33, I believe. He's in his prime. He'll be on the downside after 34, 35. But I'm telling you, what I saw of him, Dominic Breazeale is a big man. He's 6'7" and easily 260 pounds. Easily. When Deontay Wilder hit that man on his chin, because he took all of it on the chin, he looked like he had got shot by a 357 Magnum. His body reaction. If anyone who didn't see the fight out there, if you saw the highlights of when he dropped Tyson Fury in the 12th round of their championship fight a few months ago, when Fury laid on that canvas with his eyes open, staring at the lights, well, just imagine Dominic Breazeale in the same position, but his eyes were closed. That is the result of being hit by this heavyweight champion. Totally anesthetized. And anyone don't know what that means is anesthesia is when you go in the hospital and you get an operation or something, they put you under anesthesia. That's what Deontay Wilder does to people with his right hand. He puts them under anesthesia. The man is thin. He doesn't have a lot of body fat. He has the shoulders of a possibly like a weightlifter or something. I don't know. He's got some very strong shoulders. You usually see that in the old Southern brothers, cock-strong country brothers. But I don't think he probably has a 30-inch waist. But my goodness, can he put someone on their ass? He can put a man on his ass and in a coffin. We've got some more people coming in. Hustler Slim, salute. Lawrence Williams, what's happening, man? We're talking about today's fights. I'm actually doing an extended editorial on Deontay Wilder as they were just finishing up with this interview, post-fight interview. The fight didn't go one round, people, and I said 3 rounds. So Deontay Wilder, he snatched the clock right from under me, um, as he should have. For this man who talked all of this stuff and created all of this drama behind this match, he closed the door, shut the window, turned out the lights, and unplugged the electricity on this guy, as he should have. Excellent. Excellent. I love it. This is the way it was supposed to happen. Forever a highlight reel. He'll be a meme. He could go somewhere and sit his ass down now, Dominic Breazeale. And so should Virgil Hunter. Sit your ass down somewhere, taking on these losing ass fighters who don't have any potential, who don't have an upside, who don't have any aspirations to be better than where they found themselves, in the trash heap where Virgil keep going in, digging in the garbage cans so he can say he trained somebody. You're a damn fool. Stop it. Ruining your own reputation. You so far away from Andre Ward, you can't even tell talent anymore? What the hell is wrong with you, Virgil Hunter? You that damn desperate for a payday? This is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it is. The state of the heavyweight division is good. There's a guy across the pond. He'll be fighting very soon, maybe. He has a hold on multiple belts, titles, if you will. He's got nothing on this man right here, who is the WBC heavyweight champion and the US heavyweight champion of the world. He better stay his behind over there on the other side of the pond, because he come over here, his ship will sink. Just like 40 other people. That boy is on borrowed time. And I call him a boy because he acts far from a man. And even though he acts far from a man, he acts like a woman. All right? Running around with all them guys, all baby oiled up and everything. Well, this is a real man here. This champion over here, he don't put baby oil on him. But he'll slide you around that canvas with that baby oil that's on your ass. Huh? Neutral Natural, what's up? Thanks for joining. This is Stormy B Man's post-fight comments and post-fight rant. You know, I'm out here, I'm getting heated, man, because I started thinking about Virgil Hunter. And why would he attach himself to these losers, 2 fights in a row with bums. And I call them bums because that's what they are. They are bum fighters. They fight bum fights. This is professional boxing. You don't play boxing. If you couldn't cut it in football, what in the hell make you think you can cut it in boxing? Where these men, this is what they do for a living. Put people on their asses. Huh? Dominic Breazeale can't even get in any type of shape where he has musculature. Huh? Flabby ass. I think you need to find something else to do. 6 foot 7 feet of flab. Still about 35 pounds away from being in any kind of boxing shape. Virgil Hunter. You can't see that? This is ridiculous, man. Totally ridiculous. Odd fella, what's going on, brother? Would you like to join me, odd fella? I don't have anybody on with me tonight. If you're interested, I'll send you a link, brother. Damn right, I'm killing them, man. It's like it's time for people to stop, you know, giving praise and credit to, you know, people who are like second rate, you know, underclass, huh? These people out here don't have no talent, no ability, and people still big them up and push them up there like there's something. Garbage. What we just witnessed tonight in the heavyweight championship, we witnessed the heavyweight champion taking out the trash. He took the trash out before the arena could stink. Huh? That's exactly what he did. Big 6'7", 260-pound bag of trash. He took it out in front of a huge audience. You see the love he getting from them people in the stadium? That's the people's champion right there. The people's champion. Earlier tonight, in that bantamweight fight between Inoue and Rodriguez, we saw Inoue show why he's called the monster. After struggling a little bit in the first round, Rodriguez had put pressure on and kept a close distance where Inoue couldn't use his power. Inoue stepped back and made some adjustments in round two and took Rodriguez out with a succession of power punches flush on the chin. I think the first shot he hit him with bust his mouth and his nose open, Rodriguez's nose and mouth, and then the hook put him down on the canvas. He got up, but he was looking at his corner like, I don't know if I want to go on. But he tried to continue. He went down a second time, and it was over because that second time that he went down, it was a mere formality that the fight was over. Yes, Inoue can punch. Yes, he is a tremendous puncher. But as I said, from what I saw in the first round, tactically, what Rodriguez was doing was keeping himself in close where the guy couldn't get that leverage on those punches. And he was punching with him. And it was very successful. I expect that as he moves up or he fights more experienced fighters, someone who could take it a little bit, they could give it to him. Hyphy, yeah, what's up, brother? You out there? I'd have sent like several for you. Can you check your let's see, I'll do it this way. Um, excuse me, audience. I'm trying to get my co-host on here. It was a pretty good day of boxing overall. But as I'm saying, Inoue, I see the flaws there. It's just that we don't know if there's anyone with the talent to expose those flaws on the immediate horizon. But whenever he does meet that challenge of being exposed, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. because he's a fighter that he sacrifices his own safety to try to look thrilling, and that makes for a short career for guys like that. I don't think he'll ever really be defensively responsible because he's coming from an area where they've taught him to fight that way. So he'll be good for a while. He'll be exciting. He'll have exciting outcomes in his matches. But when he starts to get caught and everything, it'll be over for him because all it'll take is a couple of good times to get hit real well or even get stopped or something like that, and the confidence is gone. Once that confidence, because most of it, what he's doing it off of his confidence. He knows that he's powerful than the other guy. But what if there's another powerful guy, just as powerful, if not more powerful? And there's always an opportunity on the horizon for that. What do you do then? Be fair monk. Well, again, like I said, if he stays in the thick of things and he runs across someone who can do exactly what he does, it'll be very interesting because there's always someone out there, someone who might be just as hungry, if not hungrier, someone who can hit just as hard, if not harder. That's what you have to understand. You know, that's exactly how it goes down. In boxing, people get knocked on the ass. You be in there long enough, you find yourself on your ass. So everybody in the chat is kind of quiet. Y'all, did Deontay Wilder shock you guys or something? It's like nobody's saying anything. It's like y'all got Stormy hanging out here by himself. I want to hear some comments or something, please. I'm sorry I was ranting on your boy Virgil Hunter. I didn't mean to hurt y'all feelings about the guy, but what I said is true. He being a hoe of a coach out there, just picking up garbage and scraps and hobo Santa Claus and these guys, trying to take him back to his you know, take him back to his workshop, thinking he gonna put him back together again. Bodru Thibodeau says that was embarrassing. For who, Bodru? For who was it embarrassing? Were you ashamed to witness what you saw as a result in a heavyweight championship fight? Were you embarrassed to see that? I thought it was a beautiful thing. I can't wait to replay it. I want to put it on, replay where it just loops over and over again. Make a mix of it or something. Huh? And send a copy to Dominic Breazeale. Brown on Boxing, what's up with you, homie? I'm glad that you stopped in. 88 Sports Talk. You better believe it, Ravens Nation. That's what I'm talking about. Who do I think is next? It don't matter who next. Whoever gets in there can get it. It don't matter. That's the heavyweight champion of the world you saw tonight. That's the heavyweight champion of the world. Okay? Kicking ass, taking names. Huh? Yep. So Ravens Nation 100. You better believe it. Bobby Jean, you're right on Virgil Hunter. I was hoping that the fight was longer and Wilder put a beating on him. Breazeale got off easy. Nah, Bobby Jean, he didn't get off easy. That was the worst thing that could happen to him. What happened tonight? And I'm going to give you a Stormy B-Man coach exclusive on why that was the worst thing that could have happened to that guy. He didn't believe. He didn't believe what he saw. He didn't believe the so-called hype. He didn't respect. Most importantly, he didn't respect. That's why he ended up like he did. And you know what? It was no contest. So he has to live with that for the rest of his life. Huh? Think about it. He was in there toughing it out, gutting it out with the European champion, the guy from the UK. He was in there. He took a beating. He took a battering like a man. You know, he had a shiner and a closed eye to show for it. Had gotten dropped and gotten up. He was in the thick of a battle. Even though he didn't win, he say, "Well, I'm a warrior." Huh? Well, tonight he wasn't a warrior. He didn't go into battle. Huh? He didn't even get going, huh? He didn't even get a chance to pull his gun out the holster, huh? Before he was on his back, eyes closed, huh? He didn't respect it. He got the ultimate test on the world stage and failed with a big fat F, huh? On his ass because he got hit on the chin by a real puncher. Not a guy who throws flurries, who closes his eyes when he throws punches, who only takes opportunities when somebody is being defensive. Deontay walked to that guy after he tried to fight back and said, "I'm going to turn his lights out." And he pulled the cord on his electricity. That fool looked like I said earlier, he had been shot with a 357 Magnum. Sierra F, salute, sister. Thank you for stopping by. Post-fight comments by Stormy B-Man. Post-fight rant by Stormy B-Man. Post-fight seminar by Stormy B-Man talking about Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, huh? The most dangerous puncher in heavyweight history. The most dangerous puncher in heavyweight history. The one man that I feel can kill a man with a single shot. Huh? That's Deontay Wilder. Nobody wants that. From here on out, anybody that have challenges to his title should go back to being a gentleman in the sport. I'm proud and glad for the opportunity here that Mr. Wilder's given me. I hope to make the most of a competitive fight. He's an outstanding champion and an upstanding individual, a great man and representative of his family. That's what it should be, huh? When they have a press conference with his challengers. Because if you go the other route and be disrespectful and get this man riled up, he could take your life in that ring. And that's the only place in life where it could happen. There ain't nothing gonna happen to him. Huh? All right, fella, you still out there, man? Or you jumping in and out of streams? I tried to send you a link, brother. What's happening? Yeah, this is the first time Stormy is doing this by himself out here, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm having these long pauses because I'm just taking it all in. I haven't even talked about the Josh Taylor fight yet with Baranchyk. A very good scrap. But I think that Taylor is limited. But what we saw tonight in the match with he and Baranchyk, Baranchyk was a little more limited than he is. So he looked better. He was able to put Baranchyk on the canvas a couple of times, which made his path toward a unanimous decision victory easier. But it doesn't get easier for him on this, going forward. Regis Prograis is a beast, and he's got to face that beast. So I don't know how that's going to work out for him. For Baranchyk, he did what he could. I wonder, there were rumblings about maybe he owns something. A lot of those fighters that's coming from overseas, you can't tell nowadays if they own something or not, man. They just, they do some weird stuff. I don't know. You know, they do some weird stuff. Yo, 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 what's up, man? What's good with you?
Peace, peace, peace. What's good, fam? Yes, Stormy B. Respect for sending that link in the dig, you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
amped
man.
up. I'm amped up, man. Like that was another beautiful knockout I just seen. Like,
Oh,
wow, they did it again, man. I'm calling him the meme maker. You know what I mean? He's making these fighters. Every fighter I see him in a Barclay, he just turned them into memes, just one after another, man. I'm just, whew,
listen, man.
jeez, man.
I tell you something, man. I opened this post-fight show with the comment that this man, out of everybody I've seen in my lifetime, he is the most dangerous puncher in the history of heavyweights. The most dangerous. Over Ernie Shavers, over George Foreman, over any of them. This man can kill a person with a single shot. When you could take big men like Tyson Fury, who's a big man, he's 6'8", 6'9", 260, 270 pounds, easy. This kid tonight, Breazeale, 6'7", 260 pounds.
Right.
He knocked them down like they were rag dolls. Freaking rag dolls, man. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Jeez.
It's the reaction that you get from those guys when they lights get turned out by him. That they be sleep, man. Sleep. Not
The
staggering
real
around
touch of
doing the
sleep.
stanky leg and all that. Not stumbling and bumbling. Tyson hit a guy, I think it's Trevor Berbick. He went down 3 or 4 times from one punch. Deontay puts guys out, and you got to give them smelling salts to wake their asses up, man.
Yep.
Man, it's dangerous.
I'm mesmerized, man. I'm still in awe. I'm still in awe.
Yeah, absolutely, because he gives you something that you haven't really seen. I mean, we've seen knockouts and everything, but we haven't seen, you know what it's like? Let me give you an example, Alfella, and you tell me if I'm not correct when I say this. You ever seen highlights of Julian Jackson's knockouts?
Yes, yes, I have. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what it's like, but he's a freaking heavyweight, bro.
He's a heavyweight. He
Yeah,
touches them with one punch and they go to sleep. They just,
dude.
you know what I mean? They fall out.
Do you see what I'm saying? I mean,
Oh,
okay, Julian Jackson was 154 pounds at his best weight. He wasn't really a legitimate 160 pounder, but he would fight at 160. But he was really a super welter. And he was knocking guys cold, knocking them stiff. But Deontay doing that at heavyweight, and he himself is only anywhere between 210 and 220 pounds. And he's doing this to men much larger than him. Huh? Dude, that is like a freak of nature.
41 wins, 40 knockouts.
Yes, sir.
I don't think we've ever seen that before.
No. And at the rate, okay, and see, off of this fight, he could fight again this year. He only went a round. He didn't even go a full round. So why waste that
Exactly.
training?
I
Get
hope
back
I
in there
hope
in
he
a
goes
month or
back in
two.
the ring. And exactly. I hope he stays busy because this wasn't no work. This wasn't no real work. The real work was in training camp.
He could take two
The
more
only thing I
fights
have to
before the end of
criticize
the
him
year.
about, indeed, indeed. You know what I mean? And off the year with Joshua. You know what I mean? But I mean, the only thing I can criticize him on was when he had Breazeale in the corner, and I think he stayed in there a little bit too long, and he got caught. He got clipped, and he was able to take that punch he got clipped with, but that's something that he needs to be wary of when he's in the ring with guys like Joshua, the likes of Joshua and whatnot. You know what I mean? He has to, when he gets his man hurt, he needs to be a little bit more wary of this defense, and this is just not keep his head up in the air like he got clipped easily with the Breazeale. You know what I mean? Try to play it off like it was a rabbit punch on the back of the head. No, you got clipped, nigga. You know what I mean? So that's my one little criticism. Other than that, the fight was perfect. You know what I mean? And it was a straight embarrassment for Dominic Breazeale, and even a straight embarrassment for my assessment of the fight, because I had Breazeale at least lasting 8 rounds. You know what I mean? I had him giving Wilder some rounds and shit. But man, this nigga got like blowing out in less than one.
Dude, I had him going 3 or less.
Damn.
3 or less. And the only reason I give him 3 because I thought the guy was gonna be smart enough to kind of stay away and try to bait Wilder into something, not go out there and do what he normally does and get touched up. Because he does. That's his whole career has been getting touched up. And guess what? You can't get touched up by Deontay Wilder. That's the
Nope.
fucking touch of sleep.
Nope.
What's
He
that
learned
Iggy
he
used
learned
to
the
say?
hard way.
Iggy used to sing, if you don't know, now you know.
Uh-huh.
Shit.
If you don't know, now you know, nigga.
Exactly. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
come on, man. That was like, that's why I said Virgil Hunter need to go sit his butt down somewhere. I was
Mm.
going in on him because of taking on these assignments. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, the old saying
Mm.
is. Okay? And these guys, with their diminished abilities and everything, Virgil cannot make them into real legitimate challengers. He can't because they don't have what's required.
Now, but before we throw Virgil all the way under the bus, he still has a talented, promising heavyweight prospect by the name of Tony Yoka. You know, dig, big hyphy. Big Hyphy, the co-host on the panel. Salute, salute.
Hey, Hyphy, finally made it, man. Good, good.
Hey, give me like 2 minutes. I got a lot of background noise. Go ahead, cook.
Okay.
Indeed. But yeah, as I was saying, before we throw Virgil Hunter all the way under the bus, he does have a promising heavyweight prospect, Tony Yoka. He's the gold medalist in the super heavyweight division, the last gold medalist. He's out of France. He's already five. He's 5-0, 4 KOs, but he's already been fighting 10 rounders in his last 2 fights. So they fast tracking him real fast. He only 26 years old, and he's been under the tutelage from the get go, since his professional debut from Virgil Hunter. So the way he's looking, Virgil Hunter's molding him. I see similarities to, like, he's like a heavyweight, like a 6'7" version of Andre Ward, his style. So before we shit on Virgil from Virgil Hunter too much, you know what I mean? Let's pull up the reins and wait for Tony Yoka to come out first. You get a dig, you know what I mean?
No,
But I understand what you're saying with the whole Brazil situation. You know what I mean? They,
no. Our fella, let me explain what I was saying. And I think that Virgil Hunter is a good coach. I really do. But what I was saying is shame on him for taking on these hopeless projects. You see, that's what I'm saying. See, the good coaches from the past, the Emmanuel Stewarts, the Bowie Fishers, even Nazir Muhammad, those guys, Eddie Futch, they wouldn't take on a guy like Breazeale. They wouldn't take on a guy like Amir Khan. They wouldn't fool with those guys. They'll leave those for other coaches who are trying to hone their craft as far as coaching and working with guys, or who need names in their stable and stuff like that. Good coaches stay away from those hopeless projects. Breazeale is a hopeless project. He is. Everything that you've seen up to him before he fought Anthony Joshua is who he is. And everything that you'll see from him now on, if he decides to fight again, because off of this, he might be totally shot. Because when Deontay snatched his drawers off of him in front of the stadium tonight. That's what he did. That's why I said the kind of knockout that he took, it was worse than him taking a beating over several rounds. See, the psychology behind boxing is you could outbox a guy and beat him up bad over a duration, and you take his confidence away or whatever. But when you separate him from his senses like Deontay does, and you just totally wipe him out, how can he look his family in the eye and stuff? See, remember, he was the one talking all that stuff. Oh, you did this in front of my wife and kids and this and that. Well, guess what, buddy? You the poster boy now. But not to get off of what I was trying to make the point about Virgil. If Virgil is developing talent and they come up, they're being cultivated, that's a great thing. That's what he should focus on. He should not be trying to fix up old jalopies, okay, and have an antique show. That ain't what he about. Stay in your lane. That's my point about him. And that's why I was coming down on him, because he is too talented and too intelligent of a coach to be messing around, being in the corner with people like that. He could come in like as an advisor and be like a chief second, you know, working with a guy who's the head coach, so it don't have to be on him. You see what I'm trying to say?
I know, I hear you. I definitely hear you. I agree with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all I was trying to say, because he is. Listen, I've heard him talk. I've heard him break things down. Even his philosophy going into this fight, where they revealed where he said he could take the best of a fighter and try to build on that and take the worst of a fighter and try to make that better or do away with that, and that can make a guy 50% better. I understand that philosophy, but when you don't have much to work with to begin with, it's a lost cause. Leave that for somebody else to take care of. There's garbage men out
Maybe
there.
he just took the project at the wrong time, man. You know what I mean? He shouldn't have put his project, his restoration project, on the road just yet. You know what I mean? The road tore it up too quick, man. You know what I mean? These mean streets with all these potholes. You know what I mean? So just took him out. You know what I mean? Maybe he should have uh had Breazeale fight some other type of warm up, tune up fights and get him under the whole Virgil Hunter situation before he just throws him out into the hot fire, which is Deontay Wilder. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man.
Everybody was questioning it. Even the regular media was questioning it. Like, how much can you really do to change Breazeale? You know what I mean? In this amount in one training camp. You know what I mean? And this is
Well,
damn
see,
near the biggest
that's
fight of
just
his
it,
life.
odd fella. That's just it. Breazeale, one training camp. It don't matter if he have 5 training camps with him, because look at what Breazeale has been up to this point. You saw the same thing anyway. He's not going to be any better. He's a mid journeyman heavyweight. That's all he is. That's all he
Fact.
is. He's never going to be a heavyweight champion of the world. Even in a time when we have piss poor guys like Charles Martin, who could be a heavyweight titleist because he fought for a vacant belt against another guy that was not much, and he was able to get that title like that way. But we're talking about, you still have some guys out there to be contended with, like Ortiz and the guy over in the UK and Wilder. These are men, okay, who at the top of the sport. Breazeale ain't gonna beat none of those guys. He's not. So what are you gonna do? Wait for a title to be vacated and fight for a vacated title? He's not gonna be any better than what he is. And matter of fact, all of the prospects who are coming up, including the one you mentioned that Virgil is bringing up, they'll pass him by. He'll be cannon fodder for those guys. I don't think that Breazeale can beat that young heavyweight over in the UK right now. That Daniel Dubois. I don't think he can beat him.
No, not after that. Not after that knockout. Wilder definitely took a lot out of his career, if not everything. I wouldn't be surprised if Breazeale calls it quits.
He should.
One, you know what I mean? The physicality that he took, and 2, just the mental anguish by being embarrassed in less than 1 round after after talking all that shit. You know what I mean? You couldn't even make it a whole round.
Listen,
So I
my
mean,
my
I
granddad
mean,
taught me
he
something as
feels.
a little.
I bet you he's hard on himself right now. Go ahead.
No, my granddad taught me something as a little boy. You know, he said, "Empty cans rattle the loudest." Remember that. Empty cans rattle the loudest. You ever had a grocery bag bust and the cans fall on the floor? If they're full, they hit the floor, they say flat and they roll. But if you have a garbage bag and it's got empty cans in it and the bag busts open and the empty cans fall out, they go ding, 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 they make all that noise and you be like, oh, yeah. You be mad because you got to hear the noise and you got to pick them up and everything. Difference. That's the difference right there. Empty cans rattle the loudest. And that boy was a big old empty can. He was full of nothing but air. Huh? And he got dropped on the canvas and you heard it shattering all throughout that stadium there. You go back and you listen to the matter of fact, when you get the next time you watch the fight at the point when the guy get knocked out, look at the people's faces ringside. Do yourself a favor and enjoy that moment. Don't look at the knockout, but look at right at the point when the knockout happens, when he goes to hit the canvas, look at the people's reaction in the audiences. You would have think somebody walked into the ring buck ass naked with not an ounce of clothing on and started doing the stanky leg dance. That was how their reaction was. Everybody sitting ringside within camera shot. Mouth was open, forming that oh my God look on their faces.
Yo, Mr. Stormy.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I fella, what's up, brother?
What's going on,
Peace,
Hyphy,
peace, and
man?
blessings,
Hey,
Hyphy,
yo,
big
yo.
Hyphy.
Hey, I apologize for coming in kind of late, but yo, let me get my rocks off. You know what I mean?
Go ahead. It's obvious it's
Hey,
rock season now, man.
yo, hey, I'm gonna tell you. Look, the same way I told you when I was on your Friday night chop session. Yeah, I'll tell you the same thing. I don't like Dominic Breazeale at all. I wish everything bad that can happen to Dominic Breazeale to the 55th power. I do not like Dominic Breazeale. I'm glad he got stopped. You know what I mean? When he got stopped, I just don't like that dude, man. I'm glad everything that happened to him, he deserved everything he got tonight and more. I do not like Dominic Breazeale. I'm
I was
glad.
just telling. Go ahead. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No,
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 no. I was
you go ahead. I'm chilling.
no. I was just gonna say. I was just telling our fella. I think the way he got knocked out, that was the best thing that could have happened to him because it took away everything he was talking and all of that. Shut your mouth, huh? Shut your mouth. And the way he laid on that canvas, he looked like a fish when you take it off your hook after you caught him. You take him off the hook and you throw him in that basket and he be flopping around. That's what he looked like, huh? Eyes closed, counting sheep, huh? That guy was finished,
Yeah.
man, and he'll never be the same person again. You're gonna see a 6-foot dude running around with one of them fake nose and eyeglasses and a fake beard on. He ain't gonna want nobody to know who he is when he walking down the street. And I'm glad that he did it
Dude,
too.
I hope he just takes that paycheck and just go home somewhere, man. Like just never come back, man. I don't ever want to hear about this dude ever again. I promise you.
Well, he's taking it. You know, it's like this is the like I said, the true serum, man. Truth serum. You know, we got some more people that came into the chat. Let's see, we got Malcolm McCrory, Lowland Prophets. Um, we got who's that? Macadon One. Uh, who else? Reggie Owens. What's up, Reggie Owens? Yeah, man. You know, old school knowledge. He says, Macadon One, and it's common sense too. Macadon One. The things that I've been saying, man. It's like this is why you know the good fighters. They'll have so much more going for them. Deontay Wilder took up boxing as a means of trying to find a way to take care of his family and take care of his little baby. You know, again, that man has always gambled on himself. He put the workload on his own shoulders and he has withstood. You know, this guy was, I think he was working for Pepsi or something, loading trucks and stuff. This is a man here, you know, with conviction. In a year's time, he went to the Olympics just picking up a pair of boxing gloves. So he has always been capable, but he has a certain drive behind himself. So you have to respect that. Someone who's willing to roll their sleeves up and go to work. There's a lot of guys out here. This guy that he fought tonight used to be a football player, played some college football. He think this is a game, boxing. Man, these people will knock your freaking head off just like it happened tonight. He out there talking wolf, selling wolf tickets and everything. I didn't believe a damn thing he said because I saw the results of all the other fights he had. He been getting touched up by guys who are not even that good. Forget AJ. Okay, what about the other guys he fought, like Mansoor and those guys? They was touching him up too. What the hell you think gonna happen when Deontay Wilder blesses him, as he says? He lucky to be able to get up and go home to his family. He told him.
What'd you guys think of the size? I liked the 223. It looked good on Wilder. It, his speed didn't decrease or nothing like that. His mobility was all the same and whatnot. I think instead of going back down to the weights he was in the previous two fights, which was down in the, like, you know what I mean, the lower 210s, like, I mean, the 212s and whatnot, 215s. He should be staying up here in the mid 220s.
Well, yeah. I think for some reason I got a figure in my head. 228. 228 should be what he shoots for every fight. Right there. Because being under 230 and being just over that 225, I think he's a hell of a piece of work to deal with, man. Um, the 228 also gives him some stability for guys who are larger than he is, because he's naturally strong. But to be able to carry that much weight, at least himself, he's a legitimate force physically. Excuse me, a legitimate force physically, not just punching wise. Because you even saw at a moment there where when they fell into those clinches, you could see where the idea in Breazeale's mind was to kind of physically kind of try to push him around a little bit or whatever, but he was always already a little stunned, so he didn't have the wherewithal to do the things that he should have been able to try to do. But yeah, 228 I think is a great weight for Deontay Wilder, an outstanding weight. But the scary thing about him is this: he can carry that damn power into the 12th round. And like he said so many other times, and most recently against Fury, he was like, that person has to be perfect for 12 rounds. He only has to be perfect for one moment in the fight.
Yeah, what a display.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was awesome. That's our heavyweight champion, brother. That's him right there. And they could talk about the other guy because he's holding all them belts and stuff, but that's the only thing he got is the glitter of those belts that he's holding on to. He has no ring glitter, none, no stardust whatsoever. But he'll have sand in his eye if he finds himself across the ring from this guy we got over here. That is no contest either. That right there, 3 rounds or less, and probably another first round KO.
Now, they selectively had Uncle Ortiz up in the ring. Jim Gray got a little small little something with him, asking him if he wanted to rematch next. Me personally, I don't want to see the rematch yet. You know what I mean? I don't mind seeing the rematch, but just not next. Um, what do you think about what Wilder should do next after this Breazeale fight? Should he take another stay busy fight, or should he take You know what I mean? A more formidable opponent, such as like a rematch with Ortiz. Should he try to get the Joshua fight done, or even
I understand.
Fury?
I understand what you're asking. This is what I think is going to happen, and this is what I think
Mm.
I would like to see happen, because they're the same for me at this juncture. I want Deontay Wilder to fight Ortiz again. I want him to fight uh the Polish guy that's also in the cards for him, Kawasaki or whatever his name, uh
Yeah, Konaki.
Kawanaki. I would like
Yeah,
him to have those two guys lined up, maybe one of them before the end of this year, and then the other one first part of next year, and make it where you don't even mention Anthony Joshua's name. And I'll tell you why. Because they played so many games with him. He tried to make that fight with Joshua and his people. A couple years went by, and he was actually putting his own career on hold trying to make that fight happen. The bullshit that Tyson Fury pulled on him, having that deal with 50-50 on the table for the rematch, having the contract in his possession for 7 days, and then decide to go over there with Bob Arum and do something totally different where he's now fighting a succession of bums. Okay, that right there, they used Deontay Wilder in the Fury fight to raise Fury's own profile if he could just make it to the final bell, and he did. And they used Deontay for that. Well, thank you for the payday. Thank you for raising my profile, but we're gonna go over here and play now in another sandbox. This whole game has been about trying to embarrass anything that Al Heyman has done for the sport and these brothers that are fighting in this sport, and anything that Deontay Wilder has done as the heavyweight champion, who is knocking people out and is the most exciting and has the highest knockout percentage of any of the champions in the sport today. They're trying to play these games, okay, with these men, but they're proven successful in the formula of everything that they're doing, regardless. So forget about AJ. He's gonna slip on the banana peel anyway, because when the door was open for him to have that high profile fight with Deontay, where he could have got 50 million like he originally requested, he let that window close because he listened to those white folks over there who openly said, ironically, a year and a half later, we used to didn't have to respect these guys and call them Mr. So and so and this and that. We used to treat them like blah, blah, blah. Wow. Funny, huh? AJ wanted that 50 million. They advised him against it. So he ran back and retracted like he said he didn't. And they had the videos and recordings of the conversations pulled off the internet and all of that. But Deontay was right there. Hey, man, let's do it. Let's unify. This is the kind of game they play, because off of AJ, Matchroom is building family wealth. AJ ain't got the money that they saying that he make, but anything that they have, he's getting a percentage, but they're taking the bulk in because that's how they've always done business. And the old man came out and just told you that recently. So if they're running business like that, why would Deontay Wilder sign with them? You understand? Boom. There's the other answer
Mm.
to a question. Deontay saw exactly what was going on and said, you know what? I'm going to stay over here and do my thing because it's working for me, it's lucrative, and I'm secure in my future. Over there, they running the show and they getting rich off of those so-called cattle that they got under their umbrella. You see how the truth comes to the light? So Deontay has options now, and he don't need AJ. AJ needs him. Why is AJ getting ready to fight in America now after saying, "Oh, the UK fans deserve it. This is where I should be amongst my people. Well, stay your ass over there then. What you doing over here in the US?
Mr. Stormy.
Yes.
Hey, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I feel like it's just necessary for me to. You were saying some good stuff, but I feel like I had to cut you off because this is Wilder's night, and I know you were just saying some things about AJ, but I'm gonna say, hey, we're not talking about AJ tonight. Look, Wilder did his thing tonight, so we just gonna focus on Wilder 100%. It's some good brothers.
The focus is on Wilder. What I am
Okay,
doing, what I am doing, and what I'm explaining, because our fella said, "What do I see him going, and what would I like to see?" And that's exactly what I'm explaining. Because my reasoning for what I like to see and what I think is going to see, which is running concurrent, is as a result of all the games that they played with him. He has his own path, and he's getting more and more successful. He's the people's champion. And he's not just the people's champion in America. He can go in other places. People love Deontay Wilder. Contrary to what the media might try to have you believe, that man is popular. And knockouts sell. Just like Emmanuel Stewart said many years ago, knockouts sell. And that's what he does. And these people want to see him again. If they saw what they saw tonight, they're like, man, when is this dude fighting again? I guarantee you, he's on the lips of any boxing fan that had a chance to witness this tonight. They are ready to receive him with open arms and pay their money for that ticket again. I know I'm ready to see him again. That's why I'm hoping that he'll fight at least 2 more times this year, since he only had 1 round. See? Or less than 1 round. So I want to see him again and again and again. I want him to get that 50-0 with 51 fights with 50 knockouts. That's what I would like to see for him. And then he can fade on off into the sunset.
exactly. Hey, I feel just like you. I want to see him fight 2 more times a year. I think we're on the same page. Yeah, exactly. What's up to brother Macadon one in the chat? He said, what's up, hyphy odd fella? What's up, my brother? I see a boxing conversation where Reggie Owens, he's in the chat. What's up, my brother? Hey, I think we all feeling good. We just witnessed Deontay Wilder once again display his magnificent power. I'm just so ecstatic right now. You know what I mean? This is just a real good night. Brown on boxing. He just came in here. Wilder in September versus AJ or Ortiz. Hey, either or, bring them on. We ready. Boxing conversation with Reggie Owens. He said Breazeale said, "Fuck the post-fight interview." He said Breazeale said, "Fuck the post-fight interview. Where is NYPD precinct? I'm filing an assault." Heard a gunshot when Wilder hit him. Yeah, Wilder has that type of power. Brown unboxing said Wilder caught a body. Yeah, exactly. Wilder caught Wilder did catch a body. Look, one part of me is satisfied because Wilder shut this dude up, but one part of me is unsatisfied because I wish this dude would have suffered for 12 rounds, like Carl Burrell said on Stormy B's Friday night chop session. So, like I said, I can't be picky, but overall, I'm just glad. I just got to take the W because I'm glad that Wilder won. So, I'll pass the mic to my brothers, I fell and Stormy B man. Go ahead and cook, brothers.
So, fella, what'd you think about what I said about where I think he's going and where I would like to see him go? What do you think about that?
No, I definitely hear that. Other than the fact that I still don't want to see Uncle Ortiz next, but I see where you're going. Because it still almost falls in line to my original theory of them not fighting until 2020, anyways, until the Las Vegas stadium is complete. You know what I mean? And then they can maximize their dollars that way by having it in the States and having it in a big venue in Las Vegas. So that still falls in line with your theory as well. So as far as the Konauki fight and whatnot, the, so to speak, the PBC fighters. Yeah, I'm in line with that. Um, I was shitting on this fight earlier on in the week, saying that it's just another showcase, but in essence, you know what I mean. When you're talking about Wilder, a Wilder showcase, you're in for a spectacular treat. You know what I mean. So, you know what I mean. So, whoever he's fighting is gonna be an exciting fight. That's the thing about Wilder. It's not this ain't no just regular champ. You know what I mean. This is we're 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 witnessing something special right here. You know what I mean. I'm glad to see it. This is another fight where Wilder has put me and my kids on the edge of our seats, and I'm jumping up and down. You know, dig, and only Wilder does it. You know what I mean? Only Wilder does it. He's putting moments in my kids. You know what I mean? In my kids' memories of they pop. You know what I mean? Going nuts. You know what I mean? Yelling at the TV and shit. So salute to the Bronze Bomb Squad.
Yes, sir. And I'll tell you something, man. When he ended that fight tonight, I had my laptop and everything set up to ready to go live. I had everything ready to roll, which is why I was a little disappointed Hyphy wasn't on standby because it ended early because I was ready. But when that happened, it took me back to the late 80s of how Tyson ended his fights abruptly and how big of a star Tyson was as a result of his electrifying performances like that. This man now has that. He has that electricity, you know, and he can go out there and please the audiences at any given moment with ending a fight. You know, I did a stream recently where I talked about when the fight ends in a knockout, how it's like hanging up the phone to end a phone conversation or slamming a door in somebody's face or something like that. It's like Deontay can pull that plug anytime he get ready. And usually the recipient, there ain't a damn thing they can do about it. That's exciting, and people like to see that, and people will pay to see that. My thing is, I don't think he needs to stay out the ring so long. Get right back in there in about 60, 70 days. Put somebody else in there, you know? And I mean, just stay busy. Fight, fight 3 times a year. Don't fight just 2 or 1.5. Fight 3 times a year. And over the next 2 years, get to that 50-0. Huh? Especially you off of a first round knockout like this, you could get back in the thick of things right away. The people will pay.
Indeed, indeed. Get back right back in there.
And Ortiz, when they showed him in
Take
the
it back
ring
to
tonight, I
Alabama.
don't know if you guys looked at him. He don't look nowhere in boxing shape at all. So um he gonna need some time to get ready for a fight.
Eesh. I had to take a double take and look like that's Uncle Ortiz.
Yeah,
Like,
he was
who's
pretty
that?
big, wasn't he?
Who's, who's this guy?
He looked like the real King
I
Kong.
mean, like, yeah, he didn't look like he was in any type of shape. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You look like some like made in China King Kong, some I mean fabricated King Kong.
yeah, he looked pretty big, brother. He looked pretty big.
So
Man, that was an exciting performance, though. My goodness, that was an exciting performance. That was like, wow. You understand? It's almost like you could see it coming, especially like I guess Wilder touched him a couple times, and he tried to shake his head like, nah, nah. But I saw a little buckle and wobble in the legs, you know. But Deontay was like, okay. Mm-hmm. He's like, this boy think I'm playing for him, playing with him. Fat.
Now, Stormy B, is Wild, was Dominique that bad, or do we see improvement in how Wilder deals with guys hit his height or taller? Because he he was able to adjust quickly and start. He was piecing Dominique up pretty quick. You know what I mean?
I think he made it up in his mind he wasn't going to let this guy go any length of time with him. I really believe that. And it happened quickly because the guy is very hittable. I said this even in my pre-fight video I did. I said the man doesn't know how to get out of the way of punches, and he comes at you not doing anything. Like he don't pursue you behind a jab or whatever. He walks in towards you. And I'm like, you can't do that with Deontay. He gonna hit you. And the thing is, the guy gets hit by lesser opponents. What's gonna happen when this killer hits him? He gonna go. And that's exactly what happened. It just happened in one round instead of, you know, it taking a longer period of time. As soon as he got hit clean, he went. It's not like he got hit clean, survived, held on, cleared his head, went a little bit, and then got hit again and then went out. He got hit clean once and it was over.
Mm. With a textbook straight right hand.
And he got all chin, bro. All chin. Punched right through that guard, right on that dude's chin. And did you see how he fell? That's a big man falling like that. He was stiff as a board. Like I said, one of them Julian Jackson type knockouts. That's what that was.
Yep. Head hit the canvas. Everything, man. You know when that head bounces back on the canvas, it's concussion time.
It's
It's like,
it's kind of hard for me to make a comment because on one end, all right, like the fight is over, it happened, Wilder won, and that's it. But then on the other hand, it's like I still don't, I'm still holding a grudge against Dominic Breazeale as a character. Like I strongly dislike.
well, that's the thing about it, Hyphy. You have to enjoy what happened to him, like
Mm.
I do.
Join the conversation.
Yeah, you have to
Yes. Big
enjoy
hyphy,
what
you gotta
happened
let
to
it
him.
go, man.
You
He
know,
paid his dues. I
um,
it's
hey,
true.
man. Hey, look, man. I'm sorry, but look, if y'all get mad at me, just blame it on Triple G. I mean, I'm a Double G. Double G said, salute, hi for you, what's up? So I'm gonna just blame it on Double G. Look, man, I told y'all on Friday night before this fight happened, I seriously do not like Dominic Breazeale. I wish everything bad that could happen to this guy to the 100th power. I did not like this guy. I still do not like this guy, man. I'm sorry. I do not. So, look,
Well,
Dominic
Hyphy,
Breazeale, go
Hyphy,
ahead.
look, I'll say it like this. He got touched with 100 voltages of power on his chin, and I'm sorry, but that was the maximum that Deontay fired at him, and it turned his electricity off. He paid his bill, like our fella just said. He paid his dues. He did, man. I mean, he ain't dead, but his career is.
Hey, I'm sorry, man, but I mean, god damn, man, I'm sorry. Like one part of me feels good based on what you guys said, and one part of me feels like I just need more. But I'm so glad what happened to him happened to him. I'm sorry, man. It sounds bad, but I just got to be real.
Listen, man, that dude, he finished. When he go home, he look in the mirror, he ain't gonna see who he saw before. Before he was looking through rose-colored lenses. Now he gonna be looking through clear, clear glass. You understand? He gonna see the real. All that stuff he was talking and the Urban Dictionary comments and all of that stuff, man, that came back to bite a huge chunk out of his posterior, bro. And he got to live with that for the rest of his life. The rest of his life. Because anybody, if he want to say what he say to anybody or he talk that foolishness that he talks, all anybody got to say, hey, man, look at this video right here. What about this? What about this right here? Is that you on the canvas? Is that you? Huh? But you said you was going to, you know, what happened? He got to live with that. He got to live with the memes that's coming. Oh, yeah, they coming.
Mm.
Huh? He got to live with all that. And he won't even need an urban dictionary for it.
Hey, go ahead and cook, our fella, cause man, I'm gonna just go off. Go ahead, our fella.
I mean, yeah, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. He paid his dues. I mean, I see you want more blood, you want more flesh, but this is the best possible outcome. I think because people, you know what I mean, are confusing Wilder to being that killer, and he ain't really a killer, man. He ain't really a killer. He's a good guy with with a huge punch. You know what I mean? When he's in bronze bomber mode, yeah, he can be a killer. You know what I mean? But he's only in bronze bomber mode when he's in the ring. You know what I mean? For the most part of his life, he's Deontay Wilder, which is a good, kind-hearted person. You know what I mean? And if he really had you know what I mean, bodied this guy like you might have wanted, you know what I mean, have him stretched permanently or whatever to the point where he can't go back to his kids and nothing like that. I think that would affect Wilder, you know what I mean, in a negative way, like it does. I mentioned it in another live stream. I think it was on Stay Ready's platform. I mentioned that because uh, it, certain boxers have dealt with the fact of them beating their opponent into submission to the point where their careers are negatively effective, where they don't want to punch that hard no more because they, they don't want to hurt the person, you know what I mean? And I think Wilder has that kind heart, you know what I mean? Just how like how he showed with even with Ortiz by blessing Ortiz with a fight, you know what I mean? And even considering him for a rematch because of his situation with the daughter, you know what I mean? Um, those type of things. I, I can't see him wanting that flesh, you know what I mean, and him getting that flesh and seriously injuring the man and that not affecting him. So that's why I think this is the best outcome possible. He knocked him out flat, you know what I mean, conclusive. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. But the Breazeale gets the at the end of the day, Breazeale gets to walk to or drive to the hospital, you know what I mean, and get his brain scanned, you know what I mean? But at least his wife and kids can look at him and he can still talk, you know what I mean, and refuse to do interviews and shit, you know what I mean? So it's the best possible outcome. We still got the same bronze bomber that don't give two fucks, you know what I mean, that's gonna knock out the next opponent the same way, you know what I mean, with reckless abandonment when he gets his opponents hurt. So That's my take on it.
Well, yeah, we don't want to see him not be able to, go home to his family. But like I said, from here on out, he had to live with what he's done, with what he said, and what was the outcome of that, huh? And he has to come face to face and grip with the reality that his mouth was too much, and all that talk he did. He wrote speeches and shit that his asses couldn't, sign the ink on. That's all. At the end of the day, huh? And that's okay because it's happened. He ain't the first one that's happened to, and he won't be the last. But boy, it's a beautiful thing when they get it, though, ain't it? It's a beautiful thing. You can celebrate. You can put it on replay, huh? I think we'll see plenty of those photographs to starting in the morning. Him stretched out on the canvas and everything. I think I'll even put it on one of my intros for the videos I do in the future. So it'll be on there. I've had people tell me, "Hey, Stormy B man, I like that music and stuff on your intro." I'm like, "Yeah, you're gonna see Dominic Breazeale taking his too."
Yeah, that's the new beat.
Man, that's good stuff, man. We got a heavyweight champion, bro. We got a real heavyweight champion, baddest man on the planet. You think any of them guys, Usyk and all of them that people talking about? What about Wilder against Usyk? Yeah, what about it? Huh?
Oh, come on.
You think Usyk wants some of that? I don't think he do. Huh?
Hey man, I just want to chime
Mm-mm.
in. It's good to just hear you guys talking and just like saying everything that I want to say and more. This was just a good night, man. Now you guys know I said I didn't want to see this guy knocked out until the 12th round, but seeing him knocked out in the first round, it felt good. I'm sorry, man. It felt good.
Yeah, of course it did. That's why I said, let yourself feel it, man. Let the joy flow through you. Like Palpatine in Star Wars say, let the joy flow through you. Feel the
Oh
force.
shit.
Because he felt the force. All 223 pounds of it on his chin, huh? Bam! That boy hit the floor. I told you, it was like somebody sitting in the audience with a damn, sniper rifle. And when Deontay drew back the punch, they said, "Pow!" And Breazeale hit the canvas. Assassination. It was an assassination. But as I told our fella earlier, just go back, look at the replay, and just look at the people's faces outside the ring that was ringside as he was hitting the canvas. Everybody had a look on their face like it was like when JFK got shot or something. It was like, they were all stunned and shocked and in fright.
Mhm.
It was people holding their hands over their mouths and eyes wide open and everything. It was beautiful.
It was.
See, that's what they didn't realize. That's what you came for. That's what you came for. People love train wrecks. And you saw a train run right into an airplane. Huh? It just crashed. And there was collateral damage.
Not even
All
around.
260 some pounds of it on the canvas.
Not even around, and I'm satisfied.
Exactly. You know what? And just to say it like this, odd fella, check it out. A couple weeks ago, when Danny Jacobs stunk up the joint for 12 rounds. 12 rounds of boxing, right? He stunk the joint up. It was like, wow. We saw more joy in less than 2 rounds because it was less than 1 round because it was maybe 2 minutes of this fight, right? 2 minutes. That you know what? Breazeale is a 2-minute brother. You know how the sisters they say, well, he a 2-minute man. You know, but he's a 2-minute man. That Dominique Breazeale. But
Break
anyway,
me
what I was
up.
trying to
I
say.
don't need no 2-minute.
Yeah. Hey, Breazeale, how long you gonna be, man? About 2 minutes. That's a damn shame, man. You know, it's like so you put something in the microwave to heat it up. You know, 2 minutes is good. You know, just make something a little warm, and it's like that bell ring, ting. You see Dominique Breazeale on the canvas. Yeah, man. And that's what it is. And see, that's why I'm trying to get hyphy to enjoy it because that's what you can say, man. It's like we saw Danny Jacobs stink up the joint, 12 rounds. We saw more electrifying moments in this in 2 minutes. It's like you saw a big ass dude get, as old boy said in Friday, knocked the fuck out. He was out. He was out. That was great stuff, man. That was great stuff. And I just want to see it again. You know, it's like not with the same guy. I want to see somebody else now. I line them up. Because Deontay Wilder, man, he's like the champion bowler, just bowling strikes every time, just bowling,
Yeah,
knocking all the pins.
bring out that next pin.
Exactly.
Baby Huey, Adam Konauki. He
Oh
looked like a
man.
bowling pin himself.
When he hit that guy right there, you know that guy gonna do something funny when he get hit because he just the character as it is, and so he'll try to be tough and everything. But man, you ain't got time to be tough when you getting hit by somebody like Deontay Wilder. You got to think about your safety and your well-being, man. And that's what these guys don't understand. Remember, okay, let's go back to the fight that Deontay had against Gerald Washington. Remember how Deontay was like patiently boxing and stuff, and it looked like Gerald Washington was winning those rounds, right? As soon as Deontay hit him, bing, kind of clean. That dude did that. His legs did that thing, and he wobbled into them ropes and stuff. And Deontay was all on top of him, right? But the funny thing, Gerald was a big guy too. He was like 6'5", 6'6", and 250 some pounds. So muscles and everything. So it's
Yeah.
like it don't matter who it is. When he touched these guys, they just leave. It's like when I use this example on the other stream the other day when you watch the Doctor Strange movie, the Marvel film, when the Ancient One knocked him out of his body and he separates from his physical body to his astral self. That's what Deontay doing to these guys. He hit them, see they body, he looking at the body fall to the canvas and be like, what the hell happened?
Straight up and down.
Man.
But at the same time, we say that. That's why I want the. I believe like he needs to earn it, but I still want him to get it. I want him. I want to see him on that canvas in the first round. And the guy I'm talking about is the blouse snatcher, Dillian White. I wouldn't mind seeing him getting it next. You know what I mean? He needs to get
Oh
the touch of
man,
street. You know what I
that
mean?
would be
Putting
so beautiful.
because
That would
Man,
be
he
so
talks
beautiful.
too much
I
shit.
fella, you over here tickling me right now, man. You gotta stop that, man.
That'd be so
Oh
beautiful.
my gosh.
If Deontay could get Dillian White, oh man, that's another highlight reel knockout right there. Cause that dude, that peanut head dude, talking all that crap. Man, please let that happen. Please. You understand?
Bless him. Bless him with a
Yes.
fight, Deontay.
Yes, absolutely. because he'll knock that dude in tomorrow, man. It's like, excuse me, these guys, they talk, right? They talk. But at the end of the day, that ain't what Deontay do. He showed you tonight what he do. All that talking is okay. That builds up stuff and everything. But you still, at the end of the day, when you sign that contract, you got to fight, bro. You got to fight. And this is another thing. Think of it like this, fellas. That dude over in the UK, he got all those other titles, right? Deontay got this title. If Deontay get all those titles, who gonna want to fight him? It's gonna be guys backing out of #1 contender spots because they don't want to fight him. So they got to keep the belts kind of separated so that they could feed you certain fights, but they can't give you the fights you really want because these people don't really want that to happen. If this man get the belts, if he get all the belts, he gonna be champ till he decide to retire. It ain't nobody out there that can deal with that. Not right now. There might be some prospects that are coming up that's like under 10 wins or something that might be a threat a few years down the line from now. But right now, within the next 2 to 3 years, really? Even that highly touted
No.
Daniel Dubois that they got over there, that guy gets hit. He was fighting that Nigerian dude recently, and that dude touched him up, and they had to get into a war. He finally stopped the guy. The guy didn't have as much
Correction,
respect.
that's my Ghanaian brother he was fighting.
Huh?
Richard Larte.
Yeah. But that guy tagged him real good, though. And, Daniel Dubois kind of opened up after that. It was like, I better try to get this guy out of here. But, I mean, he's a strong kid, but he ain't got no head movement. He's kind of lethargic, Deontay could
Yeah,
sleep him, too.
easily. I'm not a believer in Danny Dubois myself. Yeah.
I'm not a believer in him. I think he could beat AJ right now. He might be
Who, Danny
tougher than
Dubois?
AJ.
Nah, I don't think you can beat AJ right now, Danny. Nah.
I said that
Wait.
because I think that he's tougher. I think he's tougher. He's shown me some things that I haven't seen from AJ. AJ has talent, but he ain't the toughest guy. You know what he because he's a physically imposing guy because he's 6'6" and 250 plus pounds and he's a muscular guy. People can get intimidated by that, and he knows that. So he knows how to posture himself. He knows how to come across like, but our fella, over here, we don't scare like that. You understand? We don't care how big a dude is. Huh? Like Martin Lawrence said in that first Bad Boy movie when he was talking to John Sally in the police station, he was like, I'll knock your big ass out. He was like, that same kind of, that's how we are over here. We don't care how big they are. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Damn it. That's how we say it here. Huh? Muscles and all on the canvas. Huh? That's how we think over here. But see, in other places, they look at, oh, he's big, and they celebrate that stuff. We don't care about that. Huh? We giant killers over here. We really are. That's the
Yeah.
truth. That's the truth. And so all of that, it don't mean nothing. Muscles and all of that. When Mike Tyson was fighting Razor Ruddock, they was talking about, well, what about he's got a hard punch, Mike, and all of that. Mike was like, look, not all the time the guy with the hardest punch wins. And he was right. 100%. How many hard punching dudes met their fate? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got Eric Jenkins and Jalik have joined in. What's good, fellas? We chopping it up about this fight. We talking it up about the heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, kicking ass, taking names, adding people to the hit list. How many knockouts is it now, fella?
40.
40 knockouts, man. 40. When you done knocked out 40 dudes, man, at heavyweight, and you done had what, 41 fights? Psh, you a bad mofo, dude.
And literally every man that's been in the ring with you, you've knocked out.
That is awesome, man. That is awesome. And now it's like you hear Kawanaki talking about, oh, I'm ready to die. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. But we want to see it.
You ain't ready to die.
But we ready to see it. I'll be right there with flowers. I mean, like, these are for Kawanaki. It's like, it's his turn. You know? Dead man walking. Dude, you next. Hey, and I'll tell you something else, fella. We was talking about how big Ortiz look in that ring, right?
I was just about to go back to Ortiz myself. I'm like thinking, man, come to think of it, Ortiz didn't look too sore of something.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I was gonna say Ortiz. If you looked at him, he didn't look too happy in there. He was like, he didn't look too happy in that ring, man. He looked like Pacquiao looked when he got in the ring with Earl Spence.
Yeah, he did. Yo, check game. Jim Gray was talking about, so you don't want to rematch Ortiz? And he's like, because Deontay's over there. Why don't you go talk to him? Shit. Because Ortiz was like, yeah, I think he left the ring or something like that. Jim Gray's like, no, he's not. He's right behind you. Why don't you go talk to him?
Man, shit. Ortiz,
I don't know if Ortiz want that smoke.
Hey, fella, I ain't never heard Ortiz so quiet in a month. He was like, I thought they had some beans and rice over here in the ring. I ain't come here to talk about boxing.
Oh man, hey, my dog.
Come on, we've seen him, right? We've seen him in the ring plenty of times, and he had a look on his face tonight that he never had before. He was like, "Shit." Hey guys, I want to welcome Curtis Anderson.
Hey,
join us, man.
Let Kurt go. Let Kurt go.
We witnessed an execution. You know, I don't know if you guys caught it, but Breazeale was singing when he got knocked, stretched out like Stanley Ketchel. And the song was like, it goes like this. Nights like this, I wish raindrops will fall. Nights like this. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. That extra weight helps out tremendously. It made a difference. Not only that, but I've been saying this, that if he has the right hand, he'd be unbeatable. And that's what happened. He threw the jab out there to blind him, and that right hand came zinging in. And Breazeale made a snow angel. You ever see the kids when it snows outside, they get on the ground, they spread out, and they make snow angels. And that was Breazeale. It was a devastating knockout. But before the knockout, before he hurt him the first time, people didn't catch it. He threw a right hand. It was short, but it pushed Breazeale back like 3 or 4 feet against the ropes. So that was telling to me, you know. So coming in at 223, I think he's the perfect weight because he's still quick and he's still got the athleticism. It's the power, the raw power. Mike Tyson was a sharp puncher. Liston, Shavers, and Foreman, and you could put Wilder there too. They got what you call raw power. That's something you're born with. Can't be taught. Can't be taught. You could tell a person, turn your hips and shoulders, but Wilder has raw power. And that knockout was scary, and it was brutal. And I'm going to look at it. It's been a long time since I've seen a heavyweight that can hit like this dude here. 41 wins with 40 KOs. So when it's all said and done in the annals of the division, we're going to talk about the top 10 hardest punchers, and Wilder's name is going to be way up there.
Hey Kurt, I opened this show. I was on here for a little while by myself, so I was just talking to the listening audience and everything. And I opened this show talking about this was my assessment after seeing Wilder's performance tonight and the effect that it had on his opponent. I said, without beyond a shadow of a doubt, in all my years of watching boxing, I now feel that Deontay Wilder is the most dangerous heavyweight puncher of all time. And that doesn't mean he's the best. That means he's the most dangerous because he can execute a man with a single shot. I saw that. I saw every bit of that being evident with the effect that he had on this guy tonight and the same effect that he had in the 12th round on Tyson Fury. This man can kill a person with a punch. If you are in the streets, don't run up on that man. Don't start no mess with him. Don't ever let that man have to try to get off a shot on you because he could kill you. There are martial artists who can kill you with a kick. There's a famous kung fu movie star named Wong Ching Lee. He was very famous in the late 70s and early 80s. He was a kick master. He killed a couple of people with kicks to the head. That's how fierce his kicks were. He's a taekwondo expert. And this man can, with one punch, not only does he separate people from their senses, he totally sleeps them. When he hit that kid tonight, as Kurt said, when he hit the canvas, he was asleep, but he was unconscious. He was gone.
You know who he felt like, Stormy? He felt like Stanley Ketchel.
Yeah.
When you go look at the Jack Johnson versus Stanley Ketchel fight, people, and it looked just like that. The way he felt, he was spread out. He was spread out. One side note, I want to say this: can we get Luis Ortiz a stylist? He come in the ring looking like he came from the Pink Houses. That's a infamous projects in Brooklyn. Bro, real talk, man. I mean, a hat and a fake chain, and I'm like, man, this dude got oversized clothes, man. This dude looked like he came straight from the projects. He's like 42, probably, And I'm like, look what this. Can't you get a dude some jeans, some soft bottom shoes, and a blazer? This nigga came in the ring looking like Rakim.
Maybe he was just like that, hoping that didn't nobody know it was him. But they brought him up there in the ring because that's what, when you jumped on with us just now, that's what we was laughing at. Me and Oddfella and Hyphy, we were laughing because when Jim Gray was interviewing him and asking him about if he wanted to fight Wilder next, he had that look, hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no.
Well, he can't go. He can't go many play. I don't respect Ortiz, man. How can you turn down $6-7 million and a chance to fight for 3 titles, man? Talk about I'll fight you for $1. He was in that ring because he probably felt, I had a chance before, I have a chance again. But with that extra weight, and things will be different because I think we're witnessing the demise, deterioration of Luis Ortiz. I just got that feeling the way he looked in his last fight, man. He's long in the tooth, and Tom is not on his side. As the Rolling Stones would say, Tom is on my side. But I want Joshua is going to try to age Wilder out. There's no way he fighting him right now. No way. Especially after that devastating knockout, man. So, you know, Wilder is 33. He might stretch it out till he's 35, 36, but the power is the last thing to go. But it's not only the power, it's the athleticism. And tonight, when he hides that right hand, you see what the results will be like for any other fighter who gets in the ring with Wilder. That jab and that zinging right hand down the middle. When you look at the knockout with Tavern, the knockout with Spilka, and the knockout with Breazeale, man, you know, when he throws that right hand down the pipe instead of wide and overshooting it, it's beautiful thing. It's Tommy Hearns like, man.
Yes, sir. And man, I've been talking about it so much, Kurt. I done run out of words damn near because I know you just joining us. But I've been talking about it, celebrating it, man, breaking it down. It's like this guy, what he did to Breazeale tonight. I had said that Breazeale is gonna be damaged goods. He's finished. He is finished because whatever he had, Deontay snatched it from him. You know, it's like when Debo got beat up in Friday. You know, he was running around the neighborhood terrorizing everybody. And then, you know, Chris stood up to him and, you know, took his chain back and all of that stuff. That's what happened. Debo got Deboed. So that's you know, and it's a beautiful thing. And I want to see it again. You know, I want to see it happen to somebody else. Because all those pretenders out there, Deontay could straighten it all out. He didn't even get one round in tonight. He got 2 minutes and a couple of seconds in, so he could get back in there another time for the end of the year.
Well, I'll tell you, man. He probably fight Kanaski, Ortiz, and Fury. You know, I don't want to see the Ortiz fight. I don't want to see Kanaski because that's another knockout. Kanaski, like Breazeale, leaves himself wide open. I want to see Fury and Joshua. Anybody else, man? They don't stand a chance, man. Not with that howitzer you call a right hand. You know, he should be called a rifleman. That right hand is a damn missile, boy. Whew. That thing come down the middle and it's good night, sweet prince.
So our fella, you think that Ortiz or Kawanaki will be next? I think it'll probably be Kawanaki. I think it'll be Kawanaki.
Now, yeah, to reiterate, yeah, the way Ortiz look, he doesn't look like he want that fight. And just to even bring it back, that may, in hindsight, it makes his decision even a more egregious error. You know what I mean? You turn down 3 belts and the easier fighting AJ. You know what I mean? And potentially 7 million. Uh, you left that on the table to fight a man that's gonna knock you out again. I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like, that was an egregious error. But yeah, I think it's gonna be Adam Kownacki next, even though Kownacki is scheduled to fight Robert Helenius. But I believe he'll easily get through that. Even though Robert Helenius he's a tall heavyweight that can present some problems when he comes in shape, you know, dig. So and it's not to say Kownacki isn't the most fleet of foot or he is an easy guy to hit himself. So it could be a close fight. So Kownacki has to get through that one first before he can even start thinking about Wilder. But if he gets through that, I would say he's next, baby Huey.
Yeah. Kurt, I think I would like to see him go on that tour, like you said, or suggested rather, that Bum of the Month club, man. Just start going after these guys. Take them all the way from Joshua. Just get Koronaki, get the Lycan, White, get Joe Joyce, all them bums. Just start, hey, every couple of months we feast. Huh?
Yeah, I would love to see that, man. Like Joe Lewis did, clean out everybody. He left a reign of terror, and I would like to see why. I don't care who it is. I just like to see him clean people clock. Stay busy, man. But people gonna fear him. He's feared, man. So we probably won't see him in the ring till November.
That's a shame. I was saying before you came on with us, I was saying to our fella, I said what we witnessing is like when Julian Jackson was, knocking guys out at super welter and middleweight. He was like putting guys to sleep. I said this is Wilder doing the same thing, except for he a heavyweight doing this stuff, man. So dangerous.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So we got Eric Jenkins in the chat and Harold Jones. What's going on, fellas? Thanks for joining us. Hustler Slim. He says Wilder hit Breazeale so hard he woke up that lion tattoo and it bit his other titty and he lost his balance and that's what happened. It was also a KO due to a lion tattoo titty bite. This thing that Breazeale did to himself to make people hate him, he did such a good job, man, that, like I said, I think he's finished. His career is done. People don't want to see him fight no more. Who's going to want to watch this guy fight? But at the same time, he's turned himself into such a despicable, unlikable individual. And his comments, that Urban Dictionary crap, dude, go to hell, okay? And go to hell unconscious, because that's how Deontay Wilder's sending you there, unconscious.
He dipped out of the post-fight interview from Jim Gray. I guess he left his Urban Dictionary back in the locker room. He was going back to look for it.
Yeah, I guess he dipped out because his nuts was gone too. So, might as well go find them too. Go find your nuts, boy. Because you sure didn't bring them tonight. All that talk, man, this is what he get, man. He deserved to be roasted. He deserved to be roasted. His flesh, you should smell the embers of his flesh. Smell like barbecue ribs. Huh? That's what he smelled like. He's a pig. Yeah, I know, guys. Hey, he deserved to be roasted, man. He deserves it. All the stuff he said, do you realize who he was talking about when he said those things about Deontay Wilder? He wasn't just talking about Deontay Wilder, man. He was talking about a whole segment of people, man. And he thought that he would impress his masters by saying what he was saying. But just like Deontay laid that 223 on his chin tonight, the masters can get that too. Huh? Each and every one of them is 223 for your chins too. Real talk. See, that's what happens when you go head up, huh? You used to talking, looking good, and all that. I have to get an Urban Dictionary to understand this guy. Was that good, boss? Okay. And tell that Mr. Hearn over there, we ain't forgot what he said either. Huh? So the next one of his that he want to send up there, which would probably be Dillian White, he can get some too. Come and get some.
We sick Massa. Massa, who that nigga on that horse, Massa? I see him, Steven. I see him. Yeah. Dominic
Yep.
Breazeale, you know, probably never had a dark skinned person come to his cookout, but you know, Wilder, the class he showed, he went over to him, babe, it's gonna be all right, and he encouraged them and everything, and you know, Breazeale didn't want to talk to Jim Gray, and you know, hey, you know,
Well, see, Wilder is class. You understand? He's class, and he did what he's supposed to do. But that don't mean he had to like doing it. You understand? He's a man, and he understands how those things work. But he also did what he was supposed to do in the ring. You know, Ali used to tell things after the fact, and he would boast. You know, he was like, "This is for you and all them that said blah 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 and this and that." That's not who Wilder is. But he showed them with some thunder right on that dude's chin. He let his action do the talking right there. That's why I said, just like Breazeale took it, them people he trying to press and all of that, the ones he's so-called speaking for and speak like and think like, they all can get some too. They can all get it.
absolutely.
They can all get it. There's something in the bag for everybody. I know a guy used to say that, and he used to crack me up. He said, "There's something in the bag for everybody." Deontay got something in there for everybody too. And it's the worst thing in the world that they want to see is a big, strong, dark black man with power, huh?
Yeah, goes
And
back to Johnson all over again. There's a documentary I want people to see called Unforgivable Blackness, the rise and fall. You know they're gonna put the fall in there of Jack Johnson. That's probably one of the greatest non. I'm talking about sports and non-sports. Excuse me, dictionary I've ever seen in my life. Not dictionary, documentary that I've ever seen in my life. So,
yeah,
Unforgivable Blackness, great documentary.
he's doing what he's doing, and they don't like it, boy. They don't like it. They're like, man, what are we gonna do? Y'all gonna just have to wait till he ready to walk away from the sport, because that's all gonna happen. You're gonna keep setting people up. They gonna keep knocking them down like bowling pins. Only thing I wish was Klitschko was still young enough to get it. That's the only thing I wish, because he needed that. He needed somebody. See, Deontay wasn't up there yet, but that's what he needed during his career. Someone like that that would put his lights out and make him rethink life.
Absolutely.
Make them rethink life. They be like, man, it is true. Yes, it's true. Better believe it.
Well, it was a good day of boxing last week, this week. Let's keep it going. You know, that's all I got to say. Waiting for Charlo and Harrison next month. Pacquiao, Thurman, man. Hey, we got some fights and all the other fights in between.
Yeah, it was it was something, especially to cap off the night, because the other cards that were going on, that Billy Joe Saunders fight was not much of anything. I took a peek at it, but it was like he was in there against a stiff, nobody
Yep.
to challenge him. And the earlier matches went the way everybody kind of thought. but I don't think very many of us saw this happening, you know. So yeah. But okay, I'm gonna get ready to get some last words here, fellas. Have been on here a little bit, and I'm about ready to wrap it up for us. So, I really appreciate you coming on with me, man, keeping me company and holding the fort and sharing some laughs with me, brother. It was really fun, and you got something to say? Last words?
Yes, respect for shooting that link. You know what I mean? It was definitely fun being able to vent, you know what I mean, with another brother in the community, you know what I mean, after watching such a spectacular fight from our champion, Deontay Wilder. And once again, salute to the rest of the panel. Hyphy fell in, and big OG Kurt, you know what I mean, Kurt Anderson, you know what I mean, it's nice hearing from you. And yes, salute to the elder, the mighty LDBC, and I'm Gizon.
All right, Hyphy. What about you, brother? What you got to say? Hyphy, you there? Hyphy might have fell off. Kurt, what you got, bro?
I came on late, but I just had to come out here to talk about the fight. It was a devastating knockout, man. You know, from a brutal puncher. You know, our heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder. And like I always say, same bad time, same bad channel.
All right, that's good. And I want to say salute to the chat, everybody that came to join me this evening for a little bit of a chop it up after the post fight for today's matches, and an exciting cap off for the evening for the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, who totally anesthetized Dominic Breazeale in extreme electrifying fashion, putting him on his ass inside the 3 minutes of the first round. So with that, want to say salute to the LDBC and everybody that's out there listening to us in the boxing community, new media. And this is Stormy B Man. I'm gonna sign off at this time. Peace to everyone and have a good night.
Peace.